NERDSoul.
Who is watching Trigun Stampede?
I am. I watched 2
episodes.
I am.
Love it. Didn't think I would, but I love it.
You know what, Gamma? I'm with you. I'm with you, Gamma. Because I was like, man, I don't know.
I was salty that they didn't bring our boy Vash back. I was a little salty about that. But I gave it a try. I approve with it.
I like it.
I'm rolling. I'm rolling with it. I'm especially with the most recent episode. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm rolling with it. I think I might stick around. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. The first episode, I was like, man, I don't know if I want to do this.
This is why you watch 2 to 3.
There is. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, nah, I mean, I feel you, but Coop, that's why you make your first episode dope. That's why, like, because I mean, there's been other shows like Cowboy Bebop, boom, first episode out the gate. Now, or Ghost in the Shell. I saw the movies, but when the show came out, I was like, this show might not be dope. First episode, bam, out the gate, dope. So it's like, look, just make your first episode.
To be fair, everybody can't be Cowboy Bebop, but you go ahead.
I mean, some people could argue not everything needs to be remade, but I do appreciate. Well, appreciate may not be the word. I was pleasantly surprised that the 3D art wasn't as jarring as I thought it was going to be, because I'm actually not a fan of. I'll literally not watch anime because it's got that look, with the exception of like Beastars. So
same company did it though.
But it's the way they did it. The way they did it, it has a quality where it's like very fluid.
Mm-hmm.
It's like kind of bright, and it still kind of has an anime look to it without it looking too blocky. I actually kind of like it. And it also makes it seem more Western, because it is like a Western style anime, so it kind of goes with it. So if this is like a super like let's say like a slice of life or something super like where they're like in a Japanese school or something, it would be a little off-putting. But because it's kind of Western in the story itself, I don't mind it. Like, it kind of reminds me of Western animation in that sense. So
can I ask y'all something?
Okay.
Can I ask y'all something? You animated, you artist folks. It has even though it's bouncy, colorful. I think it's something you said. It do remind me of Western animation, but it still has a heft to it. Or does it still like have a weight to it that people like? Even though it feels like, I think I said it had like a Disney bounce to it, but now that I learned that it was by Beastars, that makes sense. But it still feel pretty gritty.
No, to me, it's got like a cinematic quality to it.
Yes,
part of that is the palette choices and stuff. Like when like an anime is like a movie or something, I find that the color palette is usually a little different. It's a little more richer.
Yes,
like when Dragon Ball Super, like when they did like that movie where they put the trailer out and everything was kind of like flat and everyone was so into it, like they didn't go too out their way to highlight the fact that it's 3D. So I think that makes it something that you can digest aesthetically.
It grounds it or something.
Yeah, it's the way they move. There's like it's almost like I would be watching a movie or something. Like, so I can appreciate, and it's from a studio that I'm not all too familiar with, Studio Orange. So, which I guess they're more so known for 3D stuff, maybe, but maybe that's why I'm not familiar with them. So I'm interested to see if they maintain the quality of work.
And it's good to see that kind of style of animation where it's getting to a point where it's not as jarring as it used to be. Where similar to, and I know this is on the video game side, but it's still animating. You got Dragon Ball Fighters and you got Guilty Gear Strive, where these are 3D characters set in a 2D space so they can move them when they want to, and it's still very anime. Like, Dragon Ball Fighters is definitely an anime fighter, and so is Guilty Gear Strive. And if you look both of those, well, they're both made by the same company, but like, to your point, Ninja, like it's very smooth, but in a good way. Like, it does. At first, I wasn't liking it. But by the end of the first episode, beginning of the second episode, I was like, you know what? I kind of like the way this moves. I'm not hating it, but I'll throw it back to Ninja real quick. Is there a favorite moment that you have from the first 3 episodes yet? Like something that really kind of caught your eye?
I've only seen the first 2 this past week. I would say, two things that stood out to me. One being in the first episode where the action kind of finally started to hand to hand. I was like, oh, okay, they actually animating this. Like, I thought it was going to be, because it was 3D, that it was going to be a lack of fluidity there. But everything all the way up to when he fires off the gun and shoots the boulder and all that, it was very fluid. So I was pleased about it. I was like, okay, cool. So the fight scenes won't take a hit because of this style. Yeah. And then another thing that I like is actually a little bit more minor, but it just made me appreciate the animation thus far is I can't think of her name right now. The young girl or woman, because she could drink.
Millie.
Not Millie. Meryl Streep.
She might be doing some underage drinking. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, hey, she different countries, different rules, whatever. But
she's just
the young woman, the young lady. I'll say it that way. Like, that's where I feel like the anime comes back in, is how they animate her mannerisms and her facial expressions. Like, shows an attention to detail. Yes. Because she still has that dough-like old school anime face, and you don't lose some of that. It doesn't.
He definitely looks like he got his Instagram followers up.
Yeah, he gets taken out a little. Every so often, he tries to do like the Vash face or whatever, and it doesn't quite hold up because it's not the same type of animation style. But her, when I see the way she reacts, it's something about it, or like how she moves her fingers or something. I'm like, okay, there's like it's almost like a mid 2000s, like. And even though they're not 3D, but it reminds me of like Atlantis or like Titan AE or something. Like, yes. It's like the way it's moving is like charismatic.
It has that bounce to it and smoothness. Yeah. And I do love how they added her mannerisms in to show that she's still this kind of, she's serious, but she's naive and haughty, but she's jumping in there. And I love they changed her style, and I love they changed her job, because the insurance thing was like, it was kind of goofy.
The insurance thing was kind of, I mean, I guess dumb. I got it.
It was kind of like, man, this ain't go like what? Okay. And I don't really miss Millie. I know some people are mad about that, but I don't really. Millie had the biggest gun and hit nothing. I can't remember her hitting nothing. But I hope she pops. I mean, it'd be cool if she do pop up later, just be like, hey, what's up, guys, and then kind of disappear. But I like it so far. Like, I like its style. People were mad, like some weebs will be like, oh, I hate that they do that to Vash. Again, it's a 90-something show. Vash ain't gotta look the same. And it's more of it's a reboot or a re-imaging. It don't have to be the same, folks. So it'd be no point in redoing the same show. You just, it gives you another show with the same character. You can go back and watch the same show, the old show, and appreciate it. And enjoy something from the new one. So I kind of like what they're doing. And I know this is gonna make Mike cringe, but I do like the opening and the ending. I like the music.
I don't cringe. I just skip it. So I really don't even know like what it's like. Like, I've heard like the very beginning of the song, but I'll be like, I skip. I'll be like, fast forward. All right, cool. The show's on. And then when it ends, I'll be like, I press the back button, go down to the next episode, and press select. So I don't like.
It might be like, instead of watch, still call your quirk will be skip. Right.
Skip every my magical skill is I can skip every episode I want.